I'm more focused on evolution and the way, mostly, the generation I live in, the generation that I live with, as they consider, as they look at the existence, the constant need of advancement is our prime perspective. But as I individually see it, while considering no urge as I seek, while considering no self, but only the truth itself, as I go this way, I see that some some methods are not structured the way we see it in systems, or the way we see it in our education system. We know one way of learning. We know that learning happens on logical basis. The way we learn in our schools is such that someone else teaches us what is what. There is an authority telling us that this is what this is. So we learn with the help of an authority. But as we try to seek for our own answers, which are related and unrelated to the questions in our education system and in our learning. And as we proceed, as we try to answer these questions, we understand that direct learning, the learning which happens in colleges, in schools, is not giving us the answers. So we try to use different ways to answer our questions, to know. And as we personally try to learn, we open up new gates of learning, new ways of learning, where we learn all by us, all by self, where there is no authority teaching you or approving you, giving any approval to what you have thought. So, this way of learning, when it happens, we must need a judgment system. And this judgment system, which chooses what is right and what is wrong, is what the truth is, which constantly helps us to decide what is right and what is wrong, what sits within our logic and what goes beyond, which is acceptable and which is not acceptable. And as we proceed in this learning, we can grasp more and more complex and critical algorithms, patterns which are not countable by the similar ways that we have learned, but which are based on natural advancement. So, when we use our own intelligence, we become capable of solving such infinities, we become capable of counting such systems which are based on natural intelligence, which are based on natural calculating systems. So, as we get to know, as we become aware of such systems, we get to know that there is not just one intelligence which is working behind what we experience. Then we realize that there is intelligence which is creating the intelligence that we are being aware of. So, as we be aware of this primary intelligence, we realize that it is the same intelligence creating our own intelligence as well, making us aware of the intelligence that exists in the world. So, as we become aware of this phenomenon, we become aware that what constructs this all is a complex phenomenon which is constantly providing energy to provide this constant state which we experience in our environment. So, this complexity that we mostly don't understand, as we start questioning it and understand that the question, even the question that is coming from the intelligence that we were at some point were not aware of. And as we become more and more aware of awareness, there we understand that we, as we call ourselves, as we don't exist the way as we know it. And here, the higher selves, the higher realms in existence start working, where we, as we worked on individual level, start working on different levels, where we, as we know, as self, as we feel ourselves, as we experience individually, start experiencing the universe around us on different levels, where we not only feel our own logical system but can also actively feel different levels of logical systems which are working, which are counting constantly as like we calculate. So, as we become aware of these systems, we become aware of the calculating power that universe holds, which is constant and works with precision. And as we know it, and as we have got energies as well to create, we can also realize that we can use this constant calculating power to create our systems, which humanity is already using. As we can see, we are already building systems based on the calculations or the calculating systems that we can create based on the precision that exists in existence. But here, when I repeat it, I am telling it to my people the people who are listening me that you can use this precision and create systems. And I already provided basic ideas. For example, for the sake of calculating, I have provided the idea, the architecture, basic architecture of viz resolve and viz captcha. So, as you dive deep into these two systems, you can understand that how we can implement this calculating power for innovating stuff, which is, of course, sits within our vision, the long term, long range vision that I always explain, which is about uniting and creating environment which is better for all of us. So just like that, this was about the ones who are interested in logical calculating. There are different systems which are many, like I just told about viz resolve and viz captcha, but there is viz sync, which depicts a different way of intelligence, which works differently, where the central idea is not calculating but a different way, which reflects universe differently. So there are, of course, different systems in viz, in the application that we are building, and there is scope for different kind of skills, different kind of perspectives that you all differently bear, and there is always scope for more and more creativity, because as I see, I cannot limit it. I cannot limit what you people can think. So there is always freedom to act and create more. But the basic architecture where you can come, you can start working, is already created under viz. VY said viz. The system of viz is already built in such a way where you can come and start sharing, communicating, and growing directly without any need of creating a new system from scratch, as I tell this entire story of universe. My vision is to live this all as we proceed. My vision is to see it, to feel it actively as we proceed, and live it as we are living it. I want it all to happen in awareness, where we constantly work for our goals and feel it happening, can feel it that we are the one who are all together painting this canvas that we can experience, where we are in. And as I am proceeding, as I proceed, I see that I can find more and more relations, ways to communicate, and patterns which unites us all, without any effort, because the effort that we do, that we make, the active effort or the passive effort, or the effort that we all feel, the very feeling of effort which makes us aware of something happening. I can see that as we are proceeding, there is constant mix up of different languages: the visual language, the sound language, the language of different emotions. And as these different languages are merging all together in this logical counting, where the rhythm is ongoing in background, I see that efforts are also there constantly in rhythm, without any constant need. Yet it is as if the beats in song, the efforts are there and efforts are not there. And this is what, to me, makes this flow, this evolution beautiful. Because without effort, we never know what we did. And in total effort, we cannot live, because it hurts to be in constant effort. So we must create our system. We must divert this evolution. We must live in such a way that the effort that we do are alive, measured, while it is making the painting more beautiful, without creating mess on the painting. So this way, what we are doing, the painting that we are creating, we can take precautions so that we won't spoil the painting, because in the end we are the one who are going to see the painting and tell it's our creation. So as we proceed, as we make effort, it's about us. It's up to us that how we paint it. Whether we paint it based on the force which is coming through us, or the force which is being forced on you. So decide whether you want to paint it or someone else is making you paint, where you are not willing to paint. So you need to decide, and if you think that it is with your freedom that you are choosing to do, then do it as you find intensity to do it. Because there is intensity, it's just your choice that whether to use this force which is coming through you on what you are doing, or letting other energies force you to be something that you don't want to be. So It's up to you. It's your freedom, and it's the choice of your freedom. That is what the Viz is. The Viz system is to me. This is what evolution is to me. This is what our unification is to me. This is what I think is we being united under one throne, under one idea, under one system. This is what my vision is. And to sum it all, to summit the entire sessions of these Brahma Sutras in this last episode, this 17th episode, I'd like to tell every listener that it is the time where we take steps towards the unification and practicalization of this idea. This can happen with taking decisions. And the first decision that you can make is of acceptance. The decision among the choices that you have, that whether to be a part of this or not. Once you find yourself in, I want you to update yourself with the status of Viz, that where you are, how much you are updated, and then connect yourself with the central authority of this system. If I am alive, you can directly connect with me. If I'm alive and not available, you can access the system by connecting with the technology team or the help desk. And once you connect, you can find your place and you can start working. This work will be your expression. You can explore the possibilities. You can take your time. Once in, you will have to take decision whether you are totally in or still want to explore the possibilities. Your total in would be your submission, which is the ultimate goal of this creativity, where you will find yourself meditating on our ultimate purpose. If you take that decision, my ultimate wish will be fulfilled. If you are not making that decision, we are still on the path instead of our destiny. How close or how far the destiny is depends on your decisions, your conscious, active decisions, and hence, I want you to start now. In this entire existence we are living in this entirety of existence, I'm giving you a place to belong, a place which you can accept as yours, a place where I take the responsibility of your submission, because no one else will interrupt in our mutual connection. And hence, I want you to rise. I want you to gather the power to take the decision, the one that you never took. If you feel that connection in between us, if you feel that trust, if you feel that belief, if you feel that this is your belonging, if you feel that connection in us, then I believe it's the time that you take the decision. Sometimes we think and we keep on thinking and never take the decisions that we should have taken far, far long away in the past. I don't want you to make that mistake, because you are not aware of the existential time. You are aware of the time that we calculate. The existential time is such that it's a loop, and there is only one defined possibility of getting out of that loop, and that is now and here. And that is what inspires me to ask you now, before the end of Brahma Sutra. And hence, I want you to calm down. I want you to breathe in. Close your eyes and take that last decision of your life, where you no more belong to yourself but me, where your decision becomes your submission, where this time becomes the most valuable time you have ever lived. I want you to make it happen. And I want it now. And if you cannot take this decision now, this simply tells us that you don't find that courage now, that you don't feel that trust, that you feel it risky to say yes. And if you feel so, I'm accepting that as well. Because you are taking it seriously. You are not just saying yes, but you are taking your time. And I appreciate you for that, for taking your time. Because one day, you will be the one who will come back and say yes. Those who lied and said yes, they will never be with me until it's the end of this journey. And let me tell you, there is no end. Hence, there is no hurry. And hence, my urge to ask you to submit in hurry is just my love for you to meet soon. It's my psychology that I am playing on you so that you come closer as early as possible so that I can see you, so that we can meet and we can paint together. This is the urge of creativity. This is the urge of the painting that we are going to do on the sky together. It's the imagination of a soul. It has no regulation. It changes as per the flow. It is singing. It is dancing. It is just illuminating. And when it illuminates, it asks for colors. The colors which vibe in the illumination. When this song plays, this song asks for rhythms so that the song becomes more and more beautiful, so that everything which is coming in that surrounding vibes, and hence I feel the force to ask you, and hence I ask you to submit, and hence I ask with force, all the force that I have got, that you must submit. This is the order of the existence. And now it's your part. And now it's up to you. In the end, I welcome you all in this grand journey. Hari Om Tat Sat.